There's a biological switch in your body that begins to rust and get stuck once you cross the age of 60. It is a phenomenon scientists call anabolic resistance. In simple terms, this means your muscles stop listening to the signals you send them. You can eat the exact same amount of protein you ate in your 30s, but your older muscles effectively ignore it, leading to a slow, steady decline in strength and independence. This is why you can eat eggs every morning and still feel weaker every year. To flip that switch back on, you don't just need protein. You need a specific chemical trigger called leucine, and you need it in a very specific dosage. Today, we're going to fix your breakfast. We are looking at the 8 most powerful foods that contain the precise amino acid profile required to overcome anabolic resistance. These aren't expensive supplements or complicated diet fads. These are everyday ingredients, most costing less than $1 per serving, that have been proven to restart muscle synthesis in older adults. We are ranking them based on their biological value, and the final food on this list is so nutrient-dense that researchers initially thought their equipment was broken when testing it. Let's get right into it with food number 8, Greek yogurt. You might have yogurt in your fridge right now, but if it isn't specifically Greek yogurt, you are missing the muscle-building window. The distinction is critical because of how it is made. Greek yogurt is strained, which removes the liquid whey and concentrates the protein. 1 cup provides roughly 18 to 20 grams of protein. But more importantly, it delivers about 2.5 grams of leucine. That 2.5 gram number is the magic threshold. Research from major longevity institutes has shown that for seniors, anything less than 2.5 grams of leucine per meal fails to trigger muscle growth. Greek yogurt hits this target in a single bowl. Furthermore, it contains a unique blend of proteins, fast-acting whey, and slow-digesting casein. This means you get an immediate spike in amino acids to wake up your system, followed by a slow, steady release that feeds your muscles for hours. However, there is a trap you must avoid. You must buy plain yogurt. The pre-flavored vanilla or fruit varieties are often loaded with 15 grams of added sugar. That massive insulin spike from the sugar can actually blunt the benefits of the protein. Buy it plain and sweeten it yourself with berries or a little honey. Coming in at number 7 is a nutritional powerhouse that most people have forgotten: cottage cheese. If you have written off cottage cheese because of the texture, you need to reconsider or at least learn to blend it, because its biological profile is unmatched for the price. Cottage cheese is essentially a solid form of casein protein. Unlike the protein in eggs or meat, which digests relatively quickly, the protein in cottage cheese forms a gel in your stomach and releases amino acids slowly over a period of 6 to 7 hours. This makes it the ultimate breakfast for preventing muscle breakdown. But it is even more effective if you have it as a late-night snack or a very early breakfast. It acts as a protective shield for your muscle tissue. A study from Florida State University showed that for active adults and seniors, consuming this type of whole food casein resulted in metabolic recovery rates similar to expensive pharmaceutical-grade supplements. If you cannot stand the chunky texture, put it in a blender with a splash of almond milk and some frozen fruit. It whips into a texture exactly like pudding, giving you 28 grams of protein per cup without the lumps. Number 6 is going to sound strange for breakfast, but the anti-inflammatory data is too strong to ignore: sardines. We usually think of muscle loss as a protein problem, but often it is an inflammation problem. As we age, we suffer from inflamm-aging, chronic low-grade inflammation that makes our cells stiff and unresponsive. If your body is inflamed, it refuses to build muscle because it is too busy fighting the internal fire. Sardines are the cure. A single can provides about 23 grams of protein. But the real star is the omega-3 fatty acid content. You get over a gram of omega-3s, which act as a potent anti-inflammatory drug for your system. By lowering systemic inflammation, you clear the path for your muscles to absorb nutrients again. Furthermore, sardines are low on the food chain, meaning they have almost zero mercury compared to tuna. They are one of the safest, cheapest, and most effective muscle foods on the planet. Mash them on toast with some avocado, and you have a breakfast that fights sarcopenia from 2 different angles: protein synthesis and inflammation reduction. Number 5 is a pantry staple: that is far more than just a carb, oatmeal. For years, bodybuilders have eaten oats, and now science tells us why it matters for seniors. Oats contain a soluble fiber called beta-glucan. While we usually praise fiber for digestion, beta-glucan has a fascinating side effect. It activates the creatine signaling pathway in muscle cells. This helps improve muscle recovery and can actually aid in maintaining muscle mass during periods of inactivity. However, oatmeal alone is not enough. It is incomplete. The strategy here is synergy. When you combine the slow-burning carbohydrates of oatmeal with the high-quality protein of Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, you create the perfect anabolic environment. The carbs from the oats provide the energy to fuel the muscle-building process, while the dairy provides the bricks to build the wall. Do not eat dry toast. Eat oatmeal. It is the fuel your engine needs to run the repair crew. Number 4 is a tiny seed that solves a big problem: hemp seeds. Many seniors struggle to get enough protein because their appetite decreases. You simply might not feel like eating a big steak or 3 eggs. This is where hemp seeds are a miracle. They are what we call a complete protein, meaning they contain all 9 essential amino acids that the human body cannot make on its own. This is very rare for a plant source. 3 tablespoons of these tiny seeds add 10 grams of highly digestible protein to your meal. You can sprinkle them on yogurt, oatmeal, or even into a smoothie, and you will barely taste them. They have a mild, nutty flavor. But beyond the protein, they possess the perfect biological ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fats, sitting at about 3:1. This is the optimal ratio for human health. Most importantly for seniors, the protein in hemp is composed largely of edestine and albumin, 2 types of protein that are incredibly easy for an aging digestive system to break down. You absorb almost every gram you eat, which isn't true for many other plant-based sources. Number 3 is a fermented superfood, tempeh. Tempeh is made from soybeans, but do not confuse it with tofu. Tofu is a processed curd. Tempeh is the whole bean that has been fermented. This fermentation process is the key. It breaks down the anti-nutrients found in soy, such as phytic acid, which usually blocks your body from absorbing minerals. Because the beans are pre-digested by the fermentation, the protein bioavailability skyrockets. We are also learning more about the gut-muscle axis. New research suggests that a healthy gut microbiome is essential for maintaining muscle mass as we age. Because tempeh is a fermented food, it acts as a probiotic, feeding the good bacteria in your gut. It essentially heals the digestion system so that you can extract more nutrients from all the other food you eat. Slice it thin, pan-fry it in a little olive oil until it is crispy like bacon, and serve it alongside your eggs or toast. It has a savory, nutty, earthy flavor that is delicious and packs 16 grams of protein in a small serving. Number 2 is the mother grain of the Andes, quinoa. Technically a seed, not a grain, quinoa is unique because of its amino acid profile. Most grains, like wheat or rice, are missing an amino acid called lysine. Without lysine, your body cannot synthesize new muscle tissue effectively. Quinoa is loaded with lysine. The biological value of quinoa protein is reported to be equivalent to milk protein, which is startling for a plant that grows in the ground. It provides a slow, steady release of energy that prevents blood sugar crashes. For seniors, managing blood sugar is vital because high insulin resistance creates more muscle loss. Quinoa stabilizes your system. It can be eaten as a hot cereal with cinnamon and nuts, just like oatmeal, but with a much higher protein payoff. And finally, number 1. The food that shocked the researchers, spirulina. Spirulina is a blue-green algae that is arguably the most nutrient-dense food on Earth. When scientists analyzed it, they found it is 60 to 70% protein by weight. To give you context, steak is only about 25% protein. This makes spirulina the most efficient protein source available by volume. But it isn't just about the protein count. Spirulina contains a pigment called phycocyanin, which has powerful antioxidant properties. Studies involving active seniors found that supplementing with spirulina reduced exercise-induced muscle damage and oxidative stress. This means your muscles recover faster after a walk or a session of gardening. Now, be warned. Spirulina tastes like the ocean. It is strong. You do not eat this by the spoonful. The best way to use it is to hide it. Take 1 teaspoon, which packs a massive nutritional punch, and blend it into a smoothie with a banana and some peanut butter. The strong flavors of the fruit and nut butter will mask the algae taste completely, but your body will still get the benefits of the most potent protein source discovered in nature.